The Rockefellers didn't just build wealth, they built a machine that prints wealth for generations they would never live to meet. And the crazy part is, most people are sleeping on the three details that actually make the whole thing work. Let's start with the trust itself, because not all trusts are created equal. And this distinction is the difference between a strategy and a dynasty. A revocable trust is flexible. You can change it, dissolve it, or take assets back, but the IRS sees right through it and taxes those assets like they never left your estate. An irrevocable trust, on the other hand, is a one-way door. Once assets go in, they belong to the trust, not to you. And that's exactly why the Rockefellers used it to keep life insurance proceeds completely outside of the taxable estate. Now here's where most conversations about this strategy quietly skip over the most critical piece of the puzzle: who actually owns the policy. Saying the trust is the beneficiary sounds sophisticated, but ownership and beneficiary status are two completely different legal concepts, and confusing them is like thinking you own a house just because someone named you in the will. If you follow the true Rockefeller model, the trust is both the owner and the beneficiary of the policy, full stop. That structure is what legally removes the death benefit from your taxable estate, because you, as the individual, never owned the policy in the first place. Most people set this up halfway and wonder why it doesn't work. It's like building a vault with no door. And now we get to the part that genuinely changes how you think about money, time, and legacy, what happens generation after generation. This isn't a one-time tax trick. This is an engineered, self-sustaining system designed to compound across bloodlines like interest compounds in a savings account, except the savings account pays out tax-free and doesn't expire. Here's the mechanism. You task the trustee, the person or institution managing the trust, to use life insurance proceeds from one generation to purchase new policies for members of the next generation. The vault doesn't just hold wealth, it actively refills itself every single time it pays out. That's not a financial product, that's a philosophy encoded into a legal document. Most people hear irrevocable and feel a wave of anxiety, like they're signing away control forever with no safety net. But here's the rational reframe. You're not losing control of your wealth. You're transferring control to a structure that is legally immune to estate taxes, creditors, and the kind of financial chaos that erodes generational wealth in a generation or two. The misconception that wealthy families just leave money to their kids is one of the most damaging financial myths in circulation. What they actually do is leave systems legal, tax-advantaged, self-replenishing systems, and life insurance inside an irrevocable trust is one of the cleanest, most time-tested versions of that system ever designed. Now, practically speaking, this is not a strategy you set up on a weekend with a template you found online. It requires a properly drafted irrevocable life insurance trust, often called an ILIT, coordinated with a licensed insurance professional and an estate planning attorney who actually understands the ownership structure. The cost of doing it wrong is measured in estate taxes, legal disputes, and a legacy that dissolves before it ever gets a chance to compound. The historical lesson here is simple and uncomfortable. Most families lose their wealth by the third generation, not because they didn't earn enough, but because they never built the container to hold it. The Rockefellers understood that money without structure is just income, and income without a system is just spending. That's the lesson hiding in plain sight inside every dynasty you've ever admired. Here's the irony. Life insurance is one of the most underestimated wealth-building tools in existence, largely because it's been sold to people as a death product rather than a living, breathing financial architecture. The death benefit is just the trigger. The trust is the engine, and the generational instruction written into the document is the fuel that keeps it running long after the original policyholder is gone. Discipline in this context means setting the structure up correctly the first time, resisting the urge to revoke or restructure it when life gets complicated, and trusting the process across a timeline that may extend far beyond your own lifetime. Consistency means funding the policy, maintaining the trust, and ensuring each generation understands not just that the system exists, but why it exists and how it works. The philosophical truth underneath all of this is that generational wealth isn't really about money, it's about decision-making infrastructure that survives you. When the vault stays full and the system replenishes itself, you haven't just left your family an inheritance, you've left them a machine. And if you're comfortable with that outcome, if you're ready to stop thinking in years and start thinking in generations, then the only real question left is whether you're willing to take the first step. If you want help getting this kind of strategy in motion, whether that's through real estate investing, home contracting work, or connecting with the right lenders to start building your financial foundation, check out our links in the description below.